Hey folks, Marcel back again with the Pulse. Another news article, another day, another news article in Natural Products Insider. Today's is about creatine. They talk about the budget for 2025 and how a paragraph has been included to make creatine more widely available to military members. Now keep in mind, it's already sold in the commissary. Creatine is kind of a similar natural ingredient to NMN in that it exists in the food supply and it's been shown to have longevity benefits, muscular benefits, cognitive benefits. So it's interesting to me when they talk about creatine, which I do also take, and I admit benefits to it. It's interesting when an article in the government, in the new budget, it includes a paragraph basically legitimizing a natural ingredient, creatine. This is a big step. This is a big move for the government, for the public at large. In the past, the news media has made statements that illegitimize the taking of supplements, saying that they're not regulated. Well, if this is not regulated, how are you putting it in the budget for military members? So this is a big deal, and I'm not against this move whatsoever. It just is worth noting that it's opening the door to further legitimize supplements and natural ingredients, and in this case, the Army, but I think it could have much wider implications and could even impact NMN. Now, what they're asking for is Congress is asking the DoD to examine the potential benefits of creatine for soldiers, including reducing concussion severity, which I've long said PTSD, concussions can be improved by NMN. I strongly believe this. There has been research that shows that it has the capacity to do this. Again, they're similar supplements, both existing in many healthy foods. And here we go. The government now acknowledging that in their own budget. Now, a study from 2016 showed that 27% of military members that take supplements are taking creatine. So it's very popular. Now, it's sold, as I said, in the commissaries. NMN was almost sold in grocery stores, and I would assume also would have been available side by side with creatine in commissaries. The moves were happening. The distributors were very close to signing on NMN and bringing it out to widespread supermarkets. And what stopped it? David Sinclair. Yep, our buddy who teamed up with the FDA to send out a letter trying to ban NMN. Now, why are they banning NMN and not creatine? Look at creatine. You can treat sarcopenia with creatine. That's a medical condition that most people experience when they turn 40. So the precedent is here to take a substance that can be used to treat a disease and still allow it to be a supplement. So why can't we do the same for NMN? Is it the Army versus Sinclair? Well, Sinclair's moves hurt the Army, hurt the public, hurt the veterans. I had an agreement with two different large supplement companies who were going to make a significant amount of NMN available for veterans. I was calling it the Sups for Vets program. And it was pretty exciting, and it was something I wanted to put the weight of this channel, as we were growing at the time, fully behind. Well, we needed the VA to help reach the right veterans. It was going to be a voluntary program. We were going to offer the NMN to these veterans who were suffering from various conditions and allow the VA to help us track their progress and let them report back how they were doing. So it was a really potentially cool program, and we were going to flying in helicopters and airship it in sort of for effect, for videos. We were talking about some different ideas with these supplement companies to help hype the program and get people to help out the program. We were going to be looking for more contributions from others to make this available to these soldiers. This program stopped. It stopped in its tracks when Sinclair and Metro Biotech submitted their paperwork to FDA, and FDA said, okay, it doesn't meet the definition of a supplement. So what I'm hoping here now with creatine is this will set a precedent where other natural ingredients that are good for people, that show the potential benefits that we're looking at, can also be made more widely available as supplements, as freely available supplements on the marketplace, natural ingredients that you can supplement your food supply with, that the Army can supplement their food supply with. Now, David Sinclair might point out, as he's talked about in the past, how the Army had a pilot program offering NMN to soldiers to treat sleep deprivation out in the field, help them with their cognitive focus when they were out on maneuvers. I don't know where this program went. He talked about it. I've heard mention of it elsewhere, but I never heard about the progress. Again, the FDA made their moves after that program was supposedly in place. So did it stop it? Did it continue quietly? We don't know. And keep in mind, that program was taking NMN as a drug candidate, not as a supplement that soldiers could just go out and get on their own. I would assume such programs are voluntary anyway. So if we're going to help make it available to them, if we're going to assist them and not just make them pay for it, but actually make it available in their MREs, as they're talking about with creatine, I think the door is open to make other natural ingredients available. It should be voluntary, but we should make it available if they can benefit from it, if they can be healthier from it, if they can help overcome some of the conditions that they experience in the field. Now, there's a professor from Texas A&M who studied creatine for 30 years. And he says, look, the impacts are real. They're absolutely real. My own experience with creatine is that it's great as long as I'm active, when I'm very physically active. When I'm not burning enough calories, it helps me gain weight, and not in the best way. Maybe mostly muscle, but I gain other weight as well. And I just feel more bloated when I'm taking it if I'm not burning enough. I need to burn a lot of those calories, as I've said before. Right now, I'm taking it. I'm taking about 4 grams a day, a little bit less than the 5-gram scoop. I take it from DoNotAge, and I take it every day, but I'm burning a lot of calories. 5 days out of the week, I'm burning a ton of calories working out for hours in the form of tennis, in the form of running and jump rope, also other exercises that benefit my tennis, and also weightlifting. Folks, I do believe we're at a turning point, an important point in time, where natural ingredients and supplements like creatine, like NMN, like fisetin, like all of the others that we talk about often here, SIRT6 activators certainly, have shown a lot of potential to safely and effectively improve the health of not only an aging population, but a younger athletic population. My children are 13 and 10. I do give them some supplements, not the kinds that I take, but the kinds that come in a multivitamin form that also include various minerals and what you would define as supplements. They seem to benefit from those. I also try to encourage them to eat their greens and healthy foods and cut back on some of the sugar, but that has been highly challenging and problematic. As you can imagine, kids love sugar, love sweets, love things that they shouldn't be eating. But the upside is my kids are very active. They burn a lot of calories. They're not suffering from obesity, which a lot of young kids are. I see a lot of kids their same age suffering from these things. So what I think is important here is we're not talking about an aging population. We're talking about active duty military. We're talking about young people. We're talking about, in some cases, young kids as young as 18, taking natural ingredients, feeling benefits from them, health benefits from them. I certainly, due to my own age and my own audience, and the fact that I'm talking a lot about NMN, which is still an experimental natural ingredient. Yes, the safety record is great. Yes, the potential is great, but it's still new. And I think risk versus reward does need to be weighed, although every year that goes by, I become more and more confident that you could take NMN not only after age 50, but even as young as 30, 35, 40 years old and experience some benefits, and the risks will not be as high as the rewards. But only time will tell. But it does seem like the audience is skewing more and more general public and not just an older population. And this is indicative of that when you're talking about young people. Now, one of the things that's going on with creatine is that they're trying to, at the state level, limit its availability. And if it's safe, it exists in the food supply, and teenagers who are highly active choose to take it, then I think an argument can be made and is being made at the state level to defend their right to take this natural ingredient. You know, they don't stop children and teenagers from consuming large amounts of sugar, large amounts of processed food, junk foods, yet they're going to limit them from taking natural ingredients to supplement their food supply? Something seems broken here, from young people to adults to the aging population. We are all fighting for our rights to take natural ingredients. It's great to see that the government is including some mention of this in the new budget, but of course we need to see more of it. And I'll see you guys again very soon.